right, thank you for joining me today for Coffee with Bill. I'm your host, Bill Rose. My guest today is Don Berry. So let's just go ahead and get this thing started here today. Here are things you didn't know, or maybe you did, because you're a smart guy.
Okay, tell me a bit.
Okay, which float and which one sinks, the lemon or the lime? Which float and which one sinks, the lemon or the lime?
I think they both will float.
You think they both will float? Well, that's why we're going to do this test. Here we go. You pick your lime.
Okay.
I'm going to put mine in. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Oh, they're both
What
floating.
happened here? This test did not work out right. The lime should have sank because it was denser. Push it a little bit, see what happens.
Yeah, it's floating.
Float. So that test is wrong. Whoever said that failed.
Failed.
So things you didn't know because they're both floating.
Yes, they are.
All right. I've seen this test done many times, and the lime sunk.
Really?
But
Why?
we've tested it live right here on this show.
Why would it sink?
It's supposed to be denser than the lemon. Unless that is a lemon disguised as a lime.
It could be. Maybe it's a underripe lemon.
All right. Things you didn't know again.
Okay.
The Kleenex tissue was originally intended for the gas mask. Did you know that?
Intended for what?
Intended for gas mask during World War One.
Really? Didn't know that.
They were running short of cotton, so what they did was of course, World War One ended, and they had all this stuff, so they just reconfigured it and made it into the tissue. Mm-hmm. And here we go. What is the original meaning of the word fizzle?
Fizzle. I don't know.
Okay, it's used as a verb now to fizzle out. I guess to lose traction or to fail. But the original meaning was a noun which meant to pass gas quietly.
I thought you would know that.
And we do. Now out to our chief correspondent, Bobby Blackwater, live at Chester Bridge, reporting on the truck convoy heading to Washington, D.C.
Oh, boy.
Hello there, this is your chief correspondent, Bobby Blackwater, right here at Chester Bridge. I'm standing right next to Popeye statue, and I've been waiting for 3 days for this convoy. This convoy going to D.C. Look at, nothing yet, look. Maybe it fizzled out.
All right. This day in history. You know what happened this day in history?
Yes, several things.
What?
The Gulf War ended.
That's correct. Did you read my
1991.
paper?
No.
Oh, you're good. And what
You
else?
fought in that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're a Gulf War veteran, right?
I'm a Gulf War veteran with the 101st.
Did you get to come home on that day, or did you have to stay long?
Oh, I didn't come home on that day.
Okay. Okay.
But, what else happened?
John Wesley founded the Methodist Church on this day.
I did not know
You
that.
did not know that one?
And here's one for you. The TV show MASH made its final episode
Yes, it did.
in 1983.
I watched that.
I figure you
It's
did.
one of the top 10 most viewed television programs of all time.
And you're that old.
Yeah, I am that old. And I'll tell you something else that you probably don't know.
What's that?
You know what happened on this day back in the year 2000?
Tell me.
A search team from Chester First Baptist Church traveled all the way up to Waumake, Illinois, to hear a young pastor named Mike Fogerson in lieu of a call to become our new pastor.
Are you serious?
Serious as can be.
That's
February
something I did not know.
28th, 2000.
Wow, we got a lot of good stuff here on this day in history.
Yeah.
So let's go out for the weather. Let's go out to Bobby.
And the thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes. Hey, this is Bobby Blackwater, your chief meteorologist. We're in the midst of a ice storm. That's right. Here, take a look. Yep. But why everybody's all tucked up in their house and the jobs are shut down, the weatherman's job never quits. So here's the weather for this Monday. It's supposed to be a high of 55. Maybe a little sunny, huh? So my job is to put out the weather so you don't get out and walk in this stuff and slip and hurt yourself. Your safety is my concern. Back to you. Ah!
Now for the news. As you heard this week, Don, Russia invaded Ukraine. The news showed clips of a Russian fighter jet bombing Ukraine, and it was weird because you could actually see the jets flying really close to the ground. And I was able to watch a clip of a bomb going off, and you can hear a little girl in the background crying. And I'll tell you what, that broke my heart, because I'm thinking to myself, all these innocent people that are getting mixed up in this. Is war ever justified, Don?
Oh, I think war is justified. I mean, war has been in our history since the beginning of time. Mm-hmm. Rush Limbaugh, in his Undeniable Truths, he had a saying that said, ours is a world governed by the aggression use of force. And that still rings true today. It's never going to change. It's a reality. And no matter how hard some people try to pretend it's going to get better, we're going to live in peace, it's not going to happen.
We are in a world of sinners.
Yeah.
And, I think one of the things that we got to remember is that we have a loving God.
That's right.
In Psalms 33:5, he says, love whatever is just and good, and his unfailing love fills the earth. What else you got?
Well, in Matthew 24:6, Jesus tells his disciples, you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you're not scared, you're not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. In other words, he knew it was going to be bad through history. And over the last 2,000 years since Jesus was with us in a physical form, think of the countless wars that have been fought in this world.
And we need to remember that we have a just God, and war is the fruit of sin. If we think about war, it's usually someone who lusts after something. Mm-hmm. And so war is the fruit of sin, and a man will reap what he sows. Do you believe God used war as a tool?
Oh, I think so. He told, we're studying in the book of Esther on Connect nights, and the biggest problem there arrived from the Israelites not obeying God to begin with. He told them to go wipe out the Acolytes, and they didn't do it. And they had mercy on them and saved them, and because of that, Haman, who was about ready to annihilate the Jews again, was an ancestor of that tribe. And had they obeyed God and went in and wiped those people out, things would have been a whole lot different.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to thank you, Don, for joining me today for coffee. And I hope to have you on here again, and I'm sure I will. And I wanted to say to our listeners, if you like this podcast, please hit share and give us a comment. We got a few upcoming events. Before we get that, Don, can you tell them about what's coming up with Pastor Mike and his wife?
Next Sunday, on the first Sunday of March, Pastor and Mrs. Fogerson will be sharing the 7 decisions that have saved their marriage, the two of us. And they're going to share their vast marital experience with the rest of us. And this coming Wednesday, we're going to jump back into Max Lucado's book, You Were Made for This Moment. We had to cancel due to the bad weather this past Wednesday, but forecast looks good for this week.
Are we still going to eat?
And we're going to eat. We're going to feast on burgers and French fries, I believe. And you've got an extra week to have studied and get ready for this.
Now, Saturday, we got services at also 5 p.m. And then Sunday is a little bit different. We've got 10:30 a.m. service. You can come a little earlier to join coffee, but I think we may have another service time in the afternoon,
Well, that was yesterday.
which was yesterday,
Yeah.
and it ain't happening. Was
We
supposed
did
to be
it
on-
last night. Yeah, at 5 we had a little breakfast ahead of kind of a testimony time for the 10-second.
So we can just cut this part out. Anyways, remember, love God, love people, and live like Jesus.
Thank you, Tim Hall. Hey, the lime is still floating, Billy.
Hey, yeah,
It's still not going down.
floating. Hey, I think I can attribute that to Chester water.
Either that or Tim Hall.
All right.
Did you get your Bible wet?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my bad. So that's something coming. So we can. I'm lost.
You're lost.
Uh,